Um, does anyone want to intro us in? No.
You intro
Landon?
us.
We should start with just a quote every morning.
No.
Cool. Good intro.
Well, it's one of the weeks in the 30s. I think it's 31 or 32. It's been a good week. I need to get better at getting up early. I need to stop talking about this in the beginning, but does it?
In the beginning. In the beginning. Wow.
It's been some. Honestly, this week has been less crazy than last week. I don't know if that was just because I got yelled at on social media.
Let's take a pause. Market's been open for 7 minutes. Palantir's dropped $7. No, not 7 minutes. 4 minutes.
4 minutes and
It's dropped $7.
Nah, day-to-day stuff. No one cares what happens with Palantir. Did something happen with Palantir?
No, they released quarter earnings.
Oh, that's easy then.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they're one of the tech stocks that is affected by AI.
pretty much.
And
But it's interesting because their earnings were higher than expected, but it's still dropping.
Yeah, because if you're
You think we're at the end of the bubble?
um
Everyone's saying that it's not a bubble, which a lot of people are like, well, if you're saying it's not a bubble, then it's for sure
I
a
want to
bubble.
talk about this, but I don't know if I know enough. There's a video
We'll do that one next week.
There's a video that I watched called "If It's a Bubble, Then Why Bubble Shaped," and one of the big major differences of this situation and the last situation is all of the major tech companies like Tesla, XAI, SpaceX, and then you have the big major players, Nvidia, Apple, Facebook, Google. All of their spend is from the cash stockpiles that they had. So a fundamental difference is not all of the cash that is in play for AI is borrowed. It's company assets. So think of it like this. If I go to the bank to borrow $10 to make AI, I have to start paying that money back.
Mhm.
But if I have that $10 out of my bank account and I spend that $10 on AI, I'm more likely to dig my head in the sand and just make AI work because the money, it's a sunk cost that I already spent that I don't have to pay back, and I have to go to the stockholders and be like, well, I spent this $10. Let's try to get as much money out of it. But if I had debt, the company just goes under. I just have to pay that money back. And so with using cash, like billions and billions of dollars of stockpiles from these companies that have been built up since 2010, 2015, and before that, because remember how Apple is just sitting on unlimited cash.
Pretty
So
much.
this bubble or this situation is different. The spend in this situation is not from debt and from venture capital. A lot of it is, but some of it, most of it, like a lot of the AI data structure, the data center build out, is cash stockpiles being put in. So essentially, that's like buying a house with cash. It's like, well, you just own the house. You just have to Airbnb it out and try to make money from it. And your runway before your bank account explodes is literally 30 years. So it's like, if this is a bubble, maybe it never crashes because the money that we put in was it was cash. It wasn't debt.
Yeah.
And so, but to understand bubbles and to understand the overproduction cycle, I can hear Hayes sighing. So we'll move on.
I don't know anything about this. I just was yawning.
I think it's interesting, but actually that kind of brings me to something that I like that I kind of want to get a little meta again this week. I think that talking about big macro, big picture, global or domestic business sometimes doesn't affect our day-to-day business lives, but it's interesting to talk about because it can sometimes give us insights in what we can do in what would be the microeconomics of our lives. And I think that it's okay if there's a lot of people who would be listening that are like Hayes, that are either bored and uninterested or completely don't understand what we're talking about. But I believe that your professional career in business can be strengthened by at least understanding the macroeconomics. And I think it's super fun and interesting to listen to, but I probably sound like a nerd. Like, hey guys, what you talking about?
I like it.
I kind of so we'll talk. We'll probably dive into that next week or the week after, specifically.
I'll say I'll need to do some more research on the AI side of the company's standings, and then I'd be able to talk more on that. I don't know.
And there's a lot of the you probably know about this, Hayes. OpenAI did so. NVIDIA makes the picks and shovels of the AI situation, right? They make the hardware. OpenAI is the software version of that tries to make the consumer products that consumers buy. But there's been a lot of like, OpenAI will be like, yeah, you can, we'll buy some chips or NVIDIA will be like, we're gonna buy some OpenAI stocks, and then they like buy each other's stocks, and then they're like round tripping the money. Like NVIDIA,
it's like money laundering for stock trading.
But NVIDIA owns the picks and shovels. They're like, we'll give you $5 billion for your stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have $5 billion in cash, and they just go back to NVIDIA and buy $5 billion worth of cards. So it's like, and then all they did was trade. Like now NVIDIA has stocks in OpenAI, so they hope that OpenAI will win now, and everything. But every other company has been doing this stock for cash, and the cash goes straight back to NVIDIA. So it's like, is it smart that NVIDIA is buying up all these companies or portions of the companies, and that cash that they had, because NVIDIA had a cash stockpile, that cash, they're literally giving money to their customers for and then the customers so they can go ahead and buy the picks and shovels.
Yeah.
And so that's something that others see concerning. I don't see it nearly as concerning as others do. But we'll talk about that next week. Look forward to that. I think that some of the topics that we go into are pretty technical, so I want to make sure that we're somewhat talking about something interesting and being serious. So this is what a lot of the valid concerns that a lot of the uninitiated left loves to talk about in the AI situation. And I think that while we don't know a lot, I think that there could be another side to the story. And we'll talk about production and overproduction in the economy. But the next thing that I want to kind of jump into has
Messi.
bigger political. Oh, okay.
Messi.
Yeah, Messi.
Talk about Messi.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who's
Messi's
better?
I think this is a hot take for anyone that watches soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I think Messi's better.
He's got to be better. He's
There's a lot of stats that don't come into play when you're looking at you're looking at assists, when you're looking at kind of playmakers, essentially more than just goals scored and all that stuff. When you're looking at playmaker, Messi knows the game well enough that he knows where to be, when to be, and he's
Ronaldo
he's more of an intelligent player. Ronaldo does. I'm not saying he doesn't, but Ronaldo, he scores more for sure.
Look,
but
all I'll say is, based
Messi's an
exclusively
intelligent
on the
player.
way that their face looks, I trust Ronaldo less.
yeah.
And like, to me, that's all that matters, because that's all I see on the field.
Exactly.
Because I don't know what's
What
like. I
about
like
his
soccer.
face?
It's not. It's just that's the only thing that I see. It's like I see the ball moving around, and I see all the little players on the little field doing their thing when I'm watching soccer. But like, I'm like, ball go in goal. That's the only part of soccer that I know, and so I judge based. I don't even know how to judge their movements, so I look at their face, and I trust Messi more than I trust Ronaldo. Like, and from what I understand, Messi is like based poor.
And he's like
I grew up.
6 inches shorter than Ronaldo and still competes with him,
Totally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which is like
And there's an
Pretty
argument
tough to do.
apparently among soccer players that Messi might be better than Ronaldo.
Maybe argument. I think. Do
I
we think he's gonna play in the World Cup this year?
am a fake soccer fan, and I'll say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We'll love you just
he's
the
like
same.
1,000
kind
years
of.
old. There's no way he's playing in the World Cup.
He's only 38, which isn't
I-
young
he's-
for soccer, but
What is the oldest pro player in Premier League right now?
in Premier League, that's a great question. Andy, pull that info up.
Andy?
Annie. Oldest
Annie's
soccer
Ammon's
player.
girlfriend.
Oldest. What did we say?
As of early 2026, the world's oldest active professional soccer player is Japanese forward Kazuyoshi Miura, who is still playing at age 58.
No,
No, he's not playing.
No,
That's a lie.
No, in Premier League.
That's a lie.
Let's check Premier League.
If it's not Premier League, it's not real. It's not real high-level soccer. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's walking.
John Burridge holds the record as the oldest player in the Premier
No.
League history.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the 50s, dudes played until they
That's
killed
like,
over
yeah.
and died and had a heart
Yeah,
attack
literally.
on the field because they were based.
You have to be
26.
prime 20s to play soccer. It's 90 straight minutes of running.
James Milner
38.
is the oldest
Average-
active player in Premier League, having made appearance at age 40.
Average Premier League age. There we go. I don't know why we're going to go oldest.
Let's do that one.
26
Yeah,
is
so
the
bro's like
average
12 years older.
Premier League age.
Do we think he's not going to play because of his age?
Well, there's
or-
better
The
players.
oldest
Because of-
average team is 28 at Newcastle. And so like the oldest team
Let's see, though. Because you've got South American leagues that are pretty good. Premier League is definitely the best, but
No, I want
there's other leagues that are...
should he be in the World Cup?
Should he?
No.
No.
Probably not with the age. Could
What
he?
if he dies on the field in 2026?
What
What if
He
he has
dies
a
a
heart attack
legend.
because he's
in
1,000 years old?
Mexico City. What happens?
He dies a legend.
No.
No, it's gonna be sad.
Yeah, it's gonna... I didn't say it wasn't gonna be sad. He just dies a legend playing... That's like Paul Walker dying in a car crash, right?
It would have been better if
But
Paul
Paul
Walker was
Walker's,
alive.
1,000 years old.
That's why he's chopped, and that's why he crashed.
And it's like a Walmart shopping cart that he's driving. That's his car crash.
Like the world. What is the World Cup? Is it just like? Is it real soccer or is it like spectacle? Because
No,
if it's
real
spectacle, yes, take the best player to one of the best players to have ever done
If
it.
it was spectacle,
Get him
they
in his
would've
walker
done-
and have him kick the ball in the field.
See, if it was spectacle,
Exactly.
they
Right.
would have done like an all-star.
They're not
sort
going to
of
let his walker
play-up.
on the field. What do you mean?
But it's
But like,
it's soccer
does he
because
play
it's
pro regularly, or does he just like
Yeah.
play with his friends now?
no, he plays regularly, but everyone argues though because he's playing in the U.S. and the U.S. is not the Premier League.
The U.S. is literally a children's playground
Like he can,
where all of the
they win because he's there and yeah, but
But it is Messi.
I don't know.
I think
No, he's
I'm
too
curious
old.
if he's gonna play. If he's not gonna
But
play
why does
because of his age,
Why does it
or
matter?
because everyone wants to see him win again.
How many times has he won the World
But he
Cup?
was 34 last time he played. He's won
4
one
years
World
ago?
Cup. Yeah,
2021,
22. He's 26 now.
20.
4 years ago it was 2022. Boys and girls. It is
Oh, it's
early in the
not
morning.
2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back. Look, I will say Messi's too old. He's too old. It doesn't matter.
I think he's old.
Let the real men play.
I think it'll be interesting. There are some good players on the Argentine team.
Argentine?
Argentina.
'Cause that's where
Argentine.
Messi's from.
Yeah.
you think there's any like Nazi grandkids on the Argentina team?
Bro,
Yes,
I was down
definitely.
there, and there were definitely some. There's Germans,
There's just like straight up Germans
straight up
walking in the
Germans, like
streets.
literally.
And
like,
they just speak
I'm like, hey, dude, like
Argentinian
you're.
Spanish.
Oh yeah.
They're like, don't ask what Grandpa was doing from the years
No, like you ask, like,
1929
hey,
to
dude, like,
1945.
and they're like, yeah, my grandpa was a German, and there's a yeah, cool.
But like on the team, do you think there's some pro white players that speak perfect Argentine Spanish, but Grandpa was doing some weird stuff 1943?
Absolutely.
Or do they only
don't
let
know.
Hispanics in on the team for like optics reasons?
I could see there being
How do we check
Andy,
that?
pull
What-
up pull
How
up
does
the
one even
look
Google
up-
what
look-
we're looking
look
for
up
right now?
how many of the Argentina soccer team is.
Oh yeah, we're out. I don't want to search that
Yeah,
unless
there's
somebody
no
else.
way.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
alright, I'm pulling it up.
Aren't there?
Oh, man.
Okay, this is something that I love and is super interesting to me. I forgot what I was gonna say. No, here.
No, focus, Sam, and focus. What do you love and is interesting?
No, but no. But like, you hear the stories of like there's towns in Argentina that are like walking straight into, like, an 18th century German town. You've heard this before?
Mm-hmm.
Separate from why they're there, right? Running away from the Jews that were hunting them down.
Exactly.
No other reason.
Yeah, people wanted them dead, and so they had to run away.
No,
It's not their fault.
Do we think Hitler's still alive, or not still alive?
I hope so.
Maybe,
Dude,
but like, do
dude.
you think he was alive in the?
After W2?
I think he
'Cause
shot
there's-
himself because he was pimped on cocaine for like 3 months straight,
I think he died.
and I don't
But
think it
there's
was
a
pure
rumor
cocaine.
that the skull was.
It's
different.
Of a
it's
woman,
it's
yeah.
a female skull.
Yeah.
It's not a male skull.
I've heard about this. The thing is like he could have died. I don't know. We're getting really deep into this conspiracy land. I think that he was so hardcore on drugs. Like, I was gonna go bring that up whether you brought that up or not. Let's say he did like find himself in a bunker. He like died from withdrawals,
Probably.
or he like
Do you think he was
was
doing
there plastic
drugs?
surgery? No. How if he ended up in Argentina, what was he doing and where was he going and why was he not trying to create, like, if you're Hitler and you lived the life that you lived and you lost the war, you're trying to do big money moves out in Argentina as well.
I think he
Did
had
you
too
do that
much.
on purpose?
No, I was trying to stand him back up.
I think he had too much pride. I don't think.
I think
like,
he had too much pride. He either killed himself.
I think any
or-
good man would kill himself. If you're like a true leader, you go down with the ship. Like that's
Totally.
You can't be like just. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna go to prison for 80 years. No.
Yeah, man was gone.
You
Do
need
you
to
think
die.
he did drugs like because that was the time, or do you think he was like, bro, I need to do something?
No, they issued cocaine to everyone because they thought it was like a superpower.
Yeah,
They,
like
'cause they
we
literally
did,
they
we
invented it
did-
and they're like, bro, I'm like focused for like 10 hours and I don't sleep.
we didn't know about the side effects of essentially meth. And so
about that.
so it's like I think it was like a superhuman super soldier project
Yeah.
for the war effort, because it's like, let's make a super soldier, and then they started giving it to the main guy in charge. Yeah, I think that it
You
was
think
like
they do the experiments on the guys, and then they're like, okay, yeah, that's actually.
Well, they
works,
gave
here
it to
you
all
go.
of the soldiers. Like all of the special forces had like Altoids cans of like
all the drugs.
all the drugs.
No,
and-
like
Wow.
opium for like pain relief.
yeah, and it's like if you're tired, eat one of these. If you feel
a lot of
pain,
the
eat one of
pilots
these.
were on
Wow.
like the OG version of Adderall and everything else. I think he didn't know, and even people who are on Adderall right now that when you go to college and they're like, I'm the greatest person that has ever graced this entire earth. I'm the best. It gives you like a crazy high dopamine ego boost, and then you just crash and fall asleep and sleep for a day straight.
Yeah.
So it's like, does that track with who we thought that Elon Hitler might have been?
Hitler is Elon Musk.
D- perfect. We figured it out.
Wow.
He went to South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to South Africa instead
Got
of
plastic surgery.
plastic surgery.
Yep.
Figured out
Although
how to
the
live
age
forever.
part's not adding up. but-
Figured out how to live forever.
No, yeah, the Fountain of Youth is in South Africa, and he found it, and that's why he went there. And
That it was in South America.
yeah, I think that he died for sure. But we knew that he died, but like his body got burned or mangled or ragged by the troops, and so they just like
Yeah.
found somebody's skull to like cover up.
They probably were
Probably.
just mad, bro. They're like,
Yeah.
man, this guy low-key wrecked us, and we have a way bigger army than him. Let's stomp on him.
Yeah. And they had to make up for the war crimes.
Yeah, they did.
I think
But I don't think anyone would have been mad if they had found out. But I guess Geneva, they probably should have found a different skull.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid to find
Wild
female skull.
stuff.
yeah.
It'd be weird to hold a skull as well, so that's kind of.
That would be.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I've ever held a real human
My mom
skull.
was telling me you can literally. There's a website you can go buy someone's skull.
Why does your mom know that?
Because my dad was in medical school and like they had some like, they bought a skull.
Dude, medical school's wild.
He had a human skull. In our house for like not when I was around.
Do you know how much those freaking just the anatomy things? You know all those like skeletons in the classrooms and everything. You know how
No.
much those things are?
No.
Dude, they're insane.
I never thought about that.
Six-
Dude, like
or
just the hand
$7.
is like $500.
No, that's not as expensive as I was thinking.
It-
That's not even a NVIDIA graphics card, bro.
Hold on. They're like 5,000. Hold on.
That's like closer to a NVIDIA graphics card.
Andy,
wait.
Andy, pull that up.
What are we pulling up?
We're
That's my
pulling up
feet.
how much are like medical
How much is an
grade
H100?
anatomy?
No, that's nope. Don't care. It literally says $67 right there. I'll take. Okay,
$67 is not that much.
So-
buy that all the time with goon coins.
I buy that with my stored up goon coins.
Literally.
Test. I was in the shower 2 weeks ago.
Wow, that's the
going.
last time you were in the shower.
That was the last time I was in the shower. I want you guys. Okay. This is serious.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. And I need both of you to pay a lot of attention, okay?
Okay.
I
Think
don't have
about
enough
how
money for that.
if the people in this story had communicated better, how the situation might have changed.
What story?
Okay, so this is the story, okay?
Okay.
So there's a Zoom call.
Okay.
There's
I
three
thought you were about to tell the story of
Me too.
of what?
It was a zoo and a kid fell in the zoo and
What?
Keep going. There's a Zoom call.
yeah, keep going. It's a Zoom call.
Wait. I'm lost. Go back.
We were talking about Harambe
Yeah.
when he falls in and then the gorilla gets him.
Oh, I was too busy focusing on.
Okay.
Okay.
You're in a Zoom call.
There is a Zoom
There is
call.
a Zoom call.
There's a Zoom
You're
call.
listening in on it.
Listening.
There's 3 people. Okay?
3 people.
There is the CEO of the company.
CEO of company.
There's the COO, the chief operating officer of the company. And then there is someone that they're trying to hire. Okay? He is like the foremost accountant nerd and it's an oil and gas company business. Okay? And the CEO is going through a rough divorce right now.
Oof.
Okay. And the person who they're trying to hire is like one of the 3 people in the entire U.S. that can do this specific accounting that is needed for this company to succeed. Because sometimes in accounting, when you're doing forecasts to make decisions, if you know certain types of math and you know certain type of industry standards better than other people, and you're more capable to create forecasts that the company can actually make decisions based on. But like 3 people in the entire world understand the like content, and the other 2 live in Saudi Arabia and they do it, and they only speak Arabic, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they're trying to get this guy to join their company, and but it's like ride or die. Like the CEO and COO are like, if we can't get this guy, we like might not be, the company might die in the next like 12 to 18 months. So they're going and they're like, hey, this is like the second interview, like thanks for coming. We kind of wanted to get a little bit more technical on this interview, and the guy who's the interview, he like starts zoning out. He's like listening, and they're like they're talking, and they know they're about to ask him like a question, and like in the back of his head, he's like, man, I kind of just like, I just want to quit and I want to like be a comedian. That's all I wanted to do with my life, right? And then the CEO is like, so like we're gonna give you some like proprietary data from our business, and we kind of want to know how you go about solving this like specific problem. So he like sits back up, and he's like, okay, yeah, let's. And he like goes through. He's like, yeah, I would do this in this situation, and then over the next 6 months, the key performance, measures, the key performance things that I would keep track of would be like this and that. And then in the back of the CEO and the COO's mind is like, okay, this is like the guy that we need. He's like telling us what we need. Like the whole thing, the whole business, like like what he's telling us now is going to like definitely like solve our problem. And then the COO, kind of like takes over the call, and it's kind of like, so in the accounting department right now, there is kind of a big fight between these two people, and we would make you the CFO of the company. How would you manage this fight? And
Does he make a joke? Because he's a stand-up comedian.
Man, this is tension building.
And then the dude on the Zoom call, I think a really important detail is the type of comedy that he really likes to do would be
crowd work.
And he goes, Misa Nano, Misa Jajar Binks. Misa coming here from Coruscant. And then the guys look at him, and the dude loves impressions, and it's all he wants to do with his life. But he's really bad at impressions. Okay.
What's the
and then
what's the split? You know the Split movie where you got multiple. That's what these guys are like. We just triggered this guy, and he's off the rails.
So rewind like 3 months.
Okay.
The COO who is in that Zoom call is in the back of an open mic. Okay. Now fast forward again. We're back in the Zoom call, and the CEO is like, "Hey, what's happening? Like, what are you doing? Right?
Is this real? What company?
And then the employee digs deeper on the impression.
The interviewee.
On the person who's trying to the person he already has a job somewhere else, and he's trying to get poached to another job, right? Like he's like a high level accountant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the interviewee.
And he goes even deeper. He's like, Misa Jar Jar Binks. And he just like, but like the impressions like somehow keep getting worse. And then, and you see.
How did they get worse than Jar Jar Binks?
Misa Jar Jar Binks. This is Padme. She's a pedophile. And then he sits back. The CEO like sits back, and he pulls out a gun and he just kills himself. He's going through a hard divorce.
There's no way this is real.
The guy
is this your way of trying to tell us you just want to do stand-up comedy?
The guy, the CEO is going through a divorce, and he's come to realize that the person who he's trying to hire is clinically insane. And then you fast forward like 6 months. The COO is now the CEO of the company. He never hired the COO.
Mm-hmm.
He planned it all out for the CEO to kill himself, and nobody ever knew.
What story is
real?
this?
No, it's not real.
So that was just
That was just.
But how could communication have helped them in that environment?
all right, Professor Raymond. I dropped out of college.
Wow.
This
What a note to end on. On that note, boys and girls, we will see y'all next week.
But do you think any level of communication could have helped that environment?
Think
Because the COO went to an open mic and saw this guy, but he planned it from the beginning to be the CEO of the company and get all of the stock. He knew that this accountant was needed for the business, but also happened to be a struggling stand-up comedian, and he took advantage of him.
See, I think that goes beyond the communication part, and I think that just goes
if someone's
to...
plotted, if someone has a scheme against you that high level,
Is that
you
considered
can't do anything. You
like
just have to
second
shoot
or
yourself.
Dang,
third
so
degree
wait,
murder?
so the solution is not better communication.
The
Not in
solution
that
is
aspect. That
get better
aspect's
friends.
beyond the that's beyond the communication error. Because what's bro gonna do? Hey man, I'm planning on like murdering you in like some roundabout way, so that I'm not convicted of it. Like there's no what communication
Hey,
other than the fact
my-
of
Wait,
Hey,
so
man,
so
I'm going through a
soft
divorce,
skills
can
don't
we-
solve every single problem ever.
yes.
what
What
who
are we
who
getting
says
at?
soft skills?
What liberal is getting mad at us?